What's going on, guys? We've got Canard in the round pen this morning. This is going to be her first day in the big boy saddle. She's been doing really good with our colt starting saddle, and basically what that is, it's just a really light synthetic. The main difference with this is we've got, first off, it's about a 45-pound saddle. Secondly, it's got heavy 5-inch Manel bound stirrups, solid oak, and we're gonna have a rope on here in the back cinch. So this is just a little bit more of a experience for a horse. You know, I like to ease him into this because a lot's going to be going on with this saddle, right? I want to develop as little of negative habits as possible. You know, things are going to happen. They got to get used to things. That's all right to some degree. But, you know, I really want to set them up to not have any tension, right? Or as little as possible. So, hi, sweetheart. All I'm gonna do here is cinch her up just a little bit. Make sure the saddle's snug. And she's to the point where you can just kind of get her out and spend a little bit of time and just kind of tack her. She's pretty good about it, knock on wood. Aside from the fact she's getting bit up right now, but good girl. Good girl. Yeah. Good girl, sweetheart. Little baby. Oh no. Not going nowhere. I can grab this here. What I'm going to do, I've got this rigged up so I can adjust my cinch from both sides. So I'm just going to go ahead and do this side now. Just a touch. This is a great way to rig your colt saddles, guys, or any saddle you're riding young horses with. Makes it more adjustable. Good girl. Good girl, sweetheart. Just popping my stirrup on that off side. Pop this near side. Go ahead and reach over here, flap my rope a little bit, pop my stirrup. Pretty good there. I'm gonna go ahead and walk her forward. Disengage the hip here to the right. Good. Good. I anticipate her to grab maybe just a little bit here today. Maybe get a touch tight, just because there's a lot of new stuff here. You know, I've done a lot to make sure that she's prepared for this. So hopefully not, but you know, if she gets a little tight, it's not a huge deal. But we're gonna see how she does and kind of play it by ear on how much we're gonna ask from her today. Good. Very soft, very nice. Should have fly sprayed her before this. Amateur mistake. I feel pretty good about that. Go ahead and let her off here. Good. Yeah, we'll go ahead and let her off. Go ahead, little baby. Grab our flag here. Just send her around. Nice and easy. Get a direction change there. So Canaret's a 3-year-old, nicely bred filly. Born, bred, raised outside. She has a lot of trainability in her. You know, she was pretty reactive when we first started working with her, and you know, once she starts to come around, she's got a really, really nice mind in there. I really like the fluidity to her movement. All right, she's got rhythm, she's got cadence. It's a pretty nice lope there. No big deal. Get her lined out. Whoa, what a beautiful transition there. First day in this big heavy rig. Really nice transition. So something that's important to mention, guys, is you know, this might be a little bit of a different timeline if this was like a personal horse of mine, right? You know, a lot of the colts we start are obviously client colts, and you know, one difference is, yes, I might be able to handle a little bit more than an average horse owner. So if it's my young horse that I'm starting, you know, maybe I'll you know, push him just a touch faster, or I may, you know, accelerate things because you know, I know where I'm going. Maybe I ride a little bit differently than a client would, whatever. But that's not something I really want to do with a client horse, right? I don't want to create a situation that may not need to happen, and honestly, I don't even want to do that with my horses. I'm just saying I have the option to. I'm no great expert bronc rider, you know, whatever, but you know, I feel fairly comfortable for the most part. If a horse gets tight, that, you know, I can help him through it. But that's not an option always for client horses, because a lot of these horses are going to people who you know, have entrusted us to make a nice willing horse as much as you can in the time allotted, but that doesn't mean I can send them home a horse that you know, grabs still, right? At least in my opinion. We got to try and make these horses as gentle as possible, and as quiet and as relaxed as we can. And that's just part of thinking about kind of the context of where the horse is going, right? You know, depending on someone's riding level, if they're capable of handling something, right, you know, that might be a different situation. We're still going to do our best, but you know, maybe I might not focus so much on X or Y. But you know, knowing that a lot of these horses are going to people who, you know, send us colts because they want to feel as safe as possible on their young horse. You know, that's obviously a big goal of mine, is to make sure that when they get on, there's no tension in that horse, because we need to keep everyone safe as best we can, including the horse. So I was just thinking about that, thought I'd mention that to you guys. Hi, sweetheart. I really like her reaction popping those stirrups. Pretty good. Just gonna tighten our cinch a little bit here. What are you saying, Netta? That was really, really nice though. Good girl, little baby. Yeah. What was that? Huh? What was that? What was that? Good girl. Good girl. Just checking with a little weight on her back. She's okay with me swinging this hip over. Very nice. So now what I'm going to do here is I'm just going to put a little weight in this stirrup. See how she is. Beautiful. Really nice canary. Really nice. Got my offside strip. Hi, sweetheart. Yeah. Look at you. Look at you, girl. Little baby. Hang this hip around here. Good. Very nice. Very, very nice. Good girl, Netta. Good girl. Good girl. Swung that hip over really nice for me. Hi, girl. That's darn beautiful, girl. Sorry about the messy rope, guys. Can't remember what we were doing in the saddle, but it's all right. So that's about as beautiful of an experience in the saddle as I could hope for. Walk, trot, and lope both directions. Held it together nicely. Putting weight on her back. Not getting tight. Pretty darn relaxed. And then I was able to disengage that hip. Disengage that hip with weight on her back. So I want to see just a little bit more relaxation, right? It's her first day in it. She's still figuring it out. But she's almost ready for her first ride. Doing really good. She just needs to be a little more seasoned in the saddle. So we'll do a little bit more pony in here with this. And take her outside a little bit. And hopefully she should be ready. And yes, guys, we take our time with these horses, like I was saying. You know, you got to keep in mind who they're going to, and not everyone wants to work through a horse getting tight. You know, that's why we have jobs, especially with colts. So beautiful. Excuse me. Beautiful. Good girl. I think that'll be it, guys. I'm gonna go tire, and Hi, little girl. Let her relax, but man, she did awesome. So, as always, guys, if you don't like, if you don't subscribe, click subscribe, click like, and we really appreciate you guys watching, tuning in. You know, it gives us the opportunity to continue to do this, so we appreciate you guys always watching. So, thank you, and we'll see you guys next time.